Good morning. Welcome to All Souls in the virtual realm, where our sense of community is just as real and our connectedness is woven with new strands that bring us close when we are afar. We welcome you from wherever you are joining us on this morning of our Faith Formation Sunday celebration. We will be reflecting on our Faith Formation ministry to children and youth, transitioning our graduating seniors to their new endeavors, and holding up our sense of community during challenging times. Welcome to All Souls, where all souls are welcome. I am Perry Montrose, Director of Faith Formation, and I am joined this morning by our Senior Minister, Carolyn Paterno, our Faith Formation Administrator, Arlene Stoltz, and our 5 graduating seniors, Clara, Gabby, Julia, Kaylee, and Lilith. As always, Jesse Edwards is making it all work behind the scenes, and we thank Tammy and Carolyn for our slides this week. I invite you to settle into your space, and we begin by taking a deep breath and centering ourselves with a reading from Marge Piercy. Connections are made slowly, shared by Clara and Lilith.
Connections are made slowly. Sometimes they grow underground. You cannot always tell by looking what is happening. More than half a tree is spread out in the soil under your feet.
Penetrate quietly as the earthworm that blows no trumpet. Fight persistently as the creeper that brings down the tree. Spread like the squash plant that overruns the garden.
Weave real connections. Build real houses. Live a life you can endure. Make love that is loving. Keep tagging and interweaving and taking more in.
Live as if you like yourself, and it may happen. Reach out, keep reaching out, keep bringing in. This is how we are going to live for a long time.
Not always.
For every gardener knows that after the digging, after the planting, after the long season of tending and growth, the harvest comes.
Thank you both. I invite you to sing where you are as we join together to sing our opening hymn, Oh, I Woke Up This Morning.
This morning with my mind stayed on freedom. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on freedom. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on freedom. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
Thank you, Tanya, for that beautiful rendition that brought us into this morning of celebrating freedom. Each Sunday, we light a chalice, the symbol of our faith, and we have been inviting a youth to join us to light the chalice each Sunday. And this morning, we have Kaylee to read the words of the chalice lighting and lead you in those words, and Gabby, present, another one of our bridgers, to actually pass the flame to Carolyn. But this week we have also invited several children, youth, and teachers to help us pass the flame. So first, Kaylee will lead us in the words.
Little flame, light the tender kindling of our souls, and soon a roaring blaze shall be, of warmth and love and community. From this little spark, may a fire of passion spread from heart to heart and light our way. Sweet Spirit, and light our way.
It has been our practice at All Souls to light a candle of gratitude. Today, we are expressing our appreciation for faith formation teachers at All Souls. Henry Brooks Adams once said, "A teacher affects eternity. They can never tell where their influence stops." As someone who went through the faith formation curriculum starting in kindergarten and eventually moved on to teach it for 3 years, I wholeheartedly agree with this quote. I know that every single teacher has devoted their time, their energy, and love to teach these children and youth at All Souls, and has created a tangible difference in these children's lives. I have immense gratitude for these teachers who taught me about equality, love, kindness, and respect. I feel so honored to have been able to teach among them and to learn from their experiences and seemingly endless wisdom. The teachers at All Souls impart values on children from a young age that shape how they will live and thoughtfully treat the world around them. Especially now, we see the true importance of education in inclusivity, love, and acceptance. These teachers are helping to shape the future leaders of our world, and we are so grateful for their love and for their dedication.
Thank you so much to all of our faith formation volunteers who dedicated their time and talents to the children and youth of All Souls. Although our classes were cut a bit short this year, your commitment ran long and strong. Special thanks also to those who participated in our Zoom classrooms and who helped us to keep us connected for the remainder of the year. Perry and I enjoyed working with each and every one of you. For the last 6 faith formation services, I have the honor of handing out little token gifts of our appreciation. That is not to be this year, but a gift coming to you via the United States Postal Service is. We hope you like the handcrafted paper bookmarks, which have been adorned with heart-shaped pieces of plantable flower seed paper. The bookmarks have also been inscribed with the words we teach our children and that you have helped them to embrace and live out. Ready, kids at home? Say it with me. We are Unitarian Universalists with open minds, loving hearts, and helping hands. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Arlene and Julia, for those beautiful testaments of gratitude. I really appreciate the way that you framed that gratitude. Thank you. The story for all ages this morning is entitled Love, and it is by Matt de la Peña with illustrations by Lauren Young. The story begins. In the beginning, there is light, and wide-eyed figures standing near the foot of your bed, and the sound of their voices is love. A cab driver plays softly on his radio while you bounce in back with the bumps of the city, and everything smells new, and it smells like life. Love, too, is the smell of crashing waves and a train whistling blindly in the distance. And each night, the sky above your trailer turns the color of love. On the night the fire alarm blares, you're pulled from sleep and whisked into the street where a quiet old lady is pointing to the sky. She says stars shine long after they have flamed out, and the shine they shine with is love. But it's not only stars that flame out, you discover. It's summer too, and friendships, and people. One day you find your family nervously huddled around the TV, but when you ask what happened, they answer with silence and shift between you and the screen. In your dream that night, you are searching for love that seems lost. You open and close drawers, lift cushions, empty old toy bins, but there's nothing. You wake with a start in the arms of a loved one who bends to your ear and whispers, "It's okay, it's okay, it's love." And in time, you learn to recognize love overlooked, a love that wakes at dawn and rides to work on the bus, a slice of toast that tastes like love. And it's love in each deep crease of your grandfather's face as he lowers himself onto an overturned bucket to fish. And it's love in the rustling leaves of gnarled trees lined behind the flower fields. And it's love in the made-up stories your uncles tell in the backyard between wild horseshoe throws. And the man in rags outside the subway station plays love notes that lift into the sky like tiny beacons of light. And the face staring back from the mirror. This too is love. So when the time comes for you to set off on your own, heavy winds will sweep past your building and great gray clouds will congregate above. Your loved ones will stand there like puddles beneath their umbrellas, holding you tight and wishing you luck. But it won't be luck you'll leave with, because you'll have love. You will have love, love, love. So ends our story, and so begins our bridging ceremony. Perry.
It is our tradition on Faith Formation Sunday to include a bridging ceremony for graduating seniors. The imagery is that they are crossing the bridge from youth to young adulthood with love, love, love. That transition will be a process, but today we honor their movement out of children and youth faith formation into becoming young adults in both the congregation and the world. We recognize what these youth have meant to the congregation and how they've grown up in our faith family at All Souls. They will return to visit and connect with All Souls in new ways, but they will also be creating new adventures in changing lives beyond these walls. If we were in Unity Hall together for this ceremony, we would ask those of you on the aisle to form a covered bridge through which the youth would walk symbolically to young adulthood. Today, unfortunately, we're not able to do that, but we're here to witness this group and to see them make that journey with our blessing.
These 5 young women who will bridge this morning were part of the 2018 Coming of Age class. You may remember that together they organized All Souls participation in the March for Our Lives held in Boston. So moved were they after the Parkland school shooting. They felt this effort was so important that we put the Coming of Age curriculum on hold, and the organizing became the curriculum. It was a remarkable accomplishment that brought 2 busloads of folks heading to Boston to advocate for gun reform. The next story also speaks to their collective character. Just before the Boston Heritage Tour, Julia injured her ankle, making her going on the trip doubtful. However, using the wheelchair we have at the church, Julia was able to go on the trip only because all the rest of you extended your care and concern and love to get Julia and all of you through those cobbled streets safely, enjoying every roll of the wheel. And so that is just a little bit of the character of these 5. And now we are going to individually sing their praises as they go. And so we begin with Clara. I met Clara when she was days old. I often refer to her as my first baby because she was the first baby born as I began my tenure as the minister to All Souls. We have watched Clara grow in voice, in talent, in skill, in grace. Clara is a beautiful dancer and has generously offered that gift to us at solstice services. She has stayed in the midst of challenging conversations with a level head and an open heart. And we know that she will bring those qualities to every corner of the world, every corner of every classroom and dance studio where she goes next. We love you, Clara. And so you go with our blessing. Next up is Gabby. Gabby, I'm watching you as I speak, Gabby. I see you. Gabby is part of a big and rambunctious family of children and adults and creatures. And she brings a refined sense of that rambunctiousness and joy to every place that she goes. She quietly unfolds and offers her voice. And she offered her voice on the search committee that brought Perry to us. She performed as Persephone in our solstice service. And she just in general brings her her delightful sensibility and perspectives to every conversation she is part of. We love you, Gabby, and we bless you as you go.
I'm going to now move the focus to Julia. And Julia is mature beyond her years. It is that maturity that allowed her to be a successful faith formation teacher with the younger children. Her easygoing but responsible personality really made the children feel comfortable around her. And she was able to give them what was given to her by adult mentors. We have all experienced Julia's beautiful voice when she sang in services. And she's also had a real calling to be involved in worship and was looked to as the worship leader in youth group. Her spiritual centeredness creates a special presence. And we are so appreciative of her thoughtfulness and talents, which she will take on her way everywhere she goes.
We love you, Julia, and we bless you as you go. Kaylee, I have to find Kaylee as I speak. Kaylee, there she is, that big, beautiful smile that beams forth in all of her interactions. I have a particular respect for you, Kaylee, because you are unafraid to voice opinions and perspectives and sensibilities that sometimes differ from your peers. You do so with a clarity of purpose. You do so having done your homework confidently, and that is a quality that will serve you and the world so well. You endeavor to enter into systems that many believe are problematic, and you do so with an ethical and moral core that is bright and steadfast, making me feel comforted that you will move among those systems. You are a joy, Kaylee. I have loved seeing you on athletic fields on Facebook. I've loved your strength and enthusiasm that you bring to those endeavors. And so you go, Kaylee, with our love and our blessings.
I'm going to speak about and to Lilith now. So when I started at All Souls the first time, Lilith was just over a year old. So I watched her grow as a young child at All Souls, and I feel so fortunate and blessed to see her now become an incredible young woman all these years later. Lilith has this amazing, quiet confidence. Her loving, caring heart is always apparent. And although she's not boisterous about it, she knows what she thinks and is confident to share her views. She has been a dedicated youth grouper and involved in everything, including helping out in the nursery. We were all so proud of her when she went to Germany for a special archaeology program, and she always seeks out growth experiences. She brings kindness, a calm presence, and inner strength into all she does. And I know, Lilith, you're going to have all kinds of new growth experiences and bring that kindness and strength with you throughout.
Lilith, we know you were in France and not in Germany.
Oops.
Let's make that little adjustment. Lilith, you go with our love and our blessings. And now it is customary to offer a blessing. And so we will do so right now. You may know that All Souls is ordaining Jessica James next Sunday. That's a joyous and solemn occasion full of hope and blessing. And there's also part of the service named as the charge to the minister. And so I'll be offering that charge to Jessica next week. And so my mind has been very much on charges. So I'm going to offer a charge before the blessing to each and all of you. On behalf of all the souls at All Souls, I offer to you this charge. You are bridging from youth to young adulthood at a time that will be long remembered as perilous, devastating, and destabilizing. You are charged to remember that it didn't have to be this way. It is this way because those who came before you made choices that brought about peril, devastation, and destabilization. You are charged with making choices that will instead promote health, wholeness, and strength. Hear me say that we are not counting on you to fix what you did not break. It's not up to your generation to right the wrongs of all generations past, no. But we are counting on you and therefore charge you to recognize and then rise above the common violence of the day. When you encounter violence in its many forms and guises, you are charged to do your best to make it wither for lack of air. You'll do that by being kind, compassionate, righteous, honest, courageous, anti-racist, and loving, and finding the people to follow and lead and partner with in doing the same. Remember that you are not alone. When hard days come, envision this chalice flame and the moments when the peace was passed from soul to soul, when you stood before us and said, "To this I give my heart." Remember that to risk an open heart is to risk a broken heart, and still, it is worth it. On the athletic field, in the dance studio, on stage, in the salon, in the courts of justice, in the righteousness of the street, you are charged to keep open your minds and hearts. On behalf of a loving congregation and by the strength of our communion, then, I bless you. I bless you with the words we spoke on the day of your child dedications, to go embraced by love and cradled in the arms of peace. You have been and will always be a blessing to all souls, and now go and bless the world with your many gifts. Amen. May the congregation say, amen. Oh, Clara. Oh, Clara. I have my tissues too, and I will be using them, believe me. And the only reason, I will tell you all this, the only reason I could get through that is because I disappeared all of you as I spoke. I think if we were all in the room together, I would be a blubbering mess. So know that. Know that. And so we are setting you free from this Zoom gathering, from this YouTube gathering. But you will never be set free. You will always be with us. We love you all. Okay, now go. And now Arlene will introduce her video.
Yes, now to what is always a really fun part of our faith formation service, the slideshow of photos from the year. Thank you, Sean Elliott, for capturing the spirit of faith formation in pictures. And the song that accompanies the photos is "This Is Me" from The Greatest Showman. Our music volunteers selected this song, and we're going to teach it to the children in order for them to perform it for you today. Alas, the children will not be singing, but we still thought it the perfect song to use here. So enjoy.
stranger to the dark. Hide away, they say, 'cause we don't want your broken parts. I've learned to be ashamed of all my scars. Run away, they say, no one will love you as you are. But I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious. When the sharpest words wanna cut me down, I'm gonna send the blood, gonna drown them out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen, I make no apologies. This is me. Wanna cut me down. I'm gonna send the blood, gonna drown them out. This is brave, this is bruised, this is who I'm meant to be. This is me.
Wow.
Thank you so much, Arlene. You put that together so beautifully, and it's so fun to have you with us on Sunday morning. Thank you for everything.
It takes a minute to recover from that. We are glorious. Children and youth, you are glorious. You are who you are meant to be. Now, some may say, hide away, but we say, come, be seen. You will be loved as you are. And who are you? We asked you to share some of what you consider to be your core characteristics. These are some of the responses: strong, sweet, funny, adventurous but balancing risk-taking, open-minded, competitive but loving and helpful, empathic comforting, curious, spiritual, creative, thoughtful, kind, and fun. Those are wonderful things to be, and sometimes hard to live. Knowing when to be competitive and when to be helpful, being sensitive to others and empathic, but finding the strength to set appropriate boundaries when you need to. You are learning to live into who you are and what that means when it comes to the world around you. Now, sometimes other people have expectations of who you should be. The thing is, you have to discover that for yourself and get comfortable being who you are, so you're not scared to be seen, as the song says. All Souls is a place where you can explore who you are and how you want to be in the world. When youth graduate, like the 5 Bridgers today, one of the greatest things they say is that at All Souls, they were free to be who they really are. They could show their whole selves and know they were going to be embraced and encouraged. That enables you to grow emotionally and spiritually. Becoming who you are is not always easy. Know that All Souls will be a place that makes it easier and supports you. Adults, the same is true for you. You also need to show up as you are. When I was a child, and to this day, whenever my mother is going out somewhere, she says, "I have to put my face on." In addition to that meaning some makeup and wanting to look her best, there is a feeling to it that we all recognize. It is the idea that we have to show a certain face to the outside world. Our strength, not our weakness, is what people want to see. Yet, we know it is our imperfections, the bruises that we have sustained, that make us who we are. You do not have to put on a face or be standing strong to be seen at All Souls. Our faith is not about projecting an image, but standing in the light of who you are. But how do you stand in that light when you can barely get through the day? These have been difficult months, and especially trying for parents who have been juggling more than usual. We sometimes advise one another, but ultimately it's not about what to do, rather how to be present for each other. To affect the quality of the day, that is the highest of arts, Henry David Thoreau claimed. The day has a greater sense of well-being when you know you can share what's happening and a faith community will be there to support you. To support the children and youth, it is our role as adults to be the little flame that lights the tender kindling of their souls. There is not any specific knowledge or skill that they need from us. Rather, they need our authentic presence. Henrietta, who had plenty of teaching experience in the school setting, stepped up to be a faith formation teacher for the first time this year. It was a struggle for her at first. Our imaginative, talkative, creative 7th, 8th graders are full of life and sometimes go their own way. You know who you are out there. Henrietta was frustrated that she couldn't get through the lesson plan and didn't want to be a disciplinarian, but she was feeling like a failure. Then, one Sunday, everything changed. As Henrietta explained to me, she decided to be herself and honest. She responded with her innate sense of humor and also told the youth that they were annoying her at times. She let go of the pressure of finishing the plan and was present to the energy in the room, including her own. Educator Parker Palmer explains By choosing integrity, I become more whole. But wholeness does not mean perfection. It means becoming more real by acknowledging the whole of who I am. A real, meaningful connection developed between Henrietta and those young people. It is ongoing. As Clara and Lilith read in our welcome, connections are made slowly with tending and growth. And so it is for all of us connecting at All Souls. We weave connections by reaching out and bringing in, within and beyond our walls. How fitting for these times that our slideshow song, This Is Me, says, we are bursting through barricades and reaching for the sun. We are warriors. Yeah, that's what we've become. Our speaking out for a just and equitable world is the greatest faith formation lesson. Our roaring blaze of warmth and love and community will spread from heart to heart and light our way. When we love our children into being and show them what it means to help transform the world with that radical love, we have formed an enduring faith that truly serves all souls. May it be so.
Amen.
So when it comes to serving children, youth, and teachers at All Souls, Arlene is a wonder to behold. So I want to tell you a little bit about Arlene as we thank her. She is the master of organization and efficiency, someone who knows how to get done what is needed. Our programs are successful because Arlene is there behind the scenes supporting all that we do. But she's not always behind the scenes. We all know she can throw a great Halloween party. And recently, she's been in the virtual faith formation room on a regular basis. And it's been really enjoyable seeing her interact with all the children who she has come to know over the years. Arlene has a multitude of skills and a willingness to figure out what she doesn't know. She has jumped into lesson planning this year and finding resources. Personally, I am really thankful that she has art and crafting skills because my stick figures would never cut it. And she has gone beyond the usual supply organization this year, creating special scenery blankets for the youngest group, a large peace sign that was decorated, and many amazing props. She's also making beautiful birthday cards that are works of art to send out to the children each month. She does all of this as a true professional, and I have enjoyed getting to know her better as time passes. I am grateful for our working relationship that keeps growing as we face new contexts of faith formation. So thank you, Arlene, for all you do. And yes, the gift is in the mail. Really, really. So thank you.
Thank you, Arlene. And I have the great honor of thanking Perry Montrose, our Director of Faith Formation, who with remarkable spirit, high enthusiasm, and skills of having served other congregations besides All Souls, bringing all of that vast experience to us in New London, serves this congregation, children and youth, and adults increasingly, in promoting and encouraging and nurturing our spiritual growth. He does so with a deep dedication to Unitarian Universalism and to All Souls. We've had the great pleasure of having Perry return to All Souls 2 years ago now from an 11-year absence. He began his career as a religious education professional here in New London, and now is blooming and growing ever more. His mind is one of incessant curiosity. He encourages everyone in that same kind of curiosity. And for that, as well as your ability to pivot in this extraordinary time, we thank you, Perry. And your gift is also not quite in the mail, it's in person. You'll get it soon enough. Thank you both so much. All Souls would not be what it is without both of you. Thank you. And now we prepare for our offering. The offering is a dedicated offering this week. It is to support our Teaching Congregation Fund. It is the fund that supports our ministerial interns this year. That is Ann Kadlachek, of course. And so thank you for your commitment and support of our congregational commitment to serve our movement and to serve our faith in this way. Let us speak these words together. We give to the work of All Souls. Our work weaves the fabric of love called community. To this end, we dedicate ourselves and this, our offering. The offering will be gratefully received.
Our closing hymn is I've Got Peace Like a River. We're going to be singing verses 1, 3, and 6, which are peace, love, and strength. And if you would like to join in, we have some hand motions to go with those. So we have peace and love and strength. So we're going to attempt to demonstrate these as you're singing. So join in.
I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river.
Thank you, Tanya. And now we will extinguish our chalice with these words that we speak together each week. Our service has ended, but our work is not yet done. May our spirits be renewed and our purpose resolved as we meet the challenges of the week. Our chalice flame is extinguished until once again ignited by the strength of our communion.
I invite you to place one hand on your heart and the other reaching out toward the community. Let your brokenness and your wholeness speak to the world. Your voice matters. You are glorious. So go forth as you are and grow justice and love. May you return here to be seen and embraced. Amen.
Amen.
The chat will remain open until 11 a.m. and Carolyn has some announcements before our postlude.
I do have a couple of announcements. Most importantly, next week, along with First Parish of Sherborn, Massachusetts, All Souls will be co-ordaining Jessica James. The James family has been an important part of the All Souls congregation, and so it is a great joy that we will be ordaining Jessica into the Unitarian Universalist ministry. There were details in last week's e-blast about next week and things that you need to know in participating. We hope that you'll participate live at 10 o'clock next week, and we look forward to seeing you then. As well, we want to share that we will be starting up our weekly Black Lives Matter witness once again this week. We will be doing so as we did so 2 weeks ago, and that is we will have a limited number of people participating who will all be socially distanced and masked for safety's sake. There will be a sign up every week included in the e-blast. And this week I will share that our youth will be the major participants. This first Black Lives Matter public witness falls on Juneteenth, so it has particular resonance this year. And so we hope that you will hold in your hearts at 5 o'clock on Friday for a half hour that this witness is happening. We will do Facebook Live for just a moment or two at 5 o'clock. And so you could tune in there as well and look for your own opportunity to participate in the weeks to come. Thank you so much for being here today, and we will see you next week for the ordination.